series with another episode of the Buisness QuickStart blog. I'm here with Ed Fowkes today, host of Canary Wharf PIN, and just catching up with him before this Mastermind Extra workshop in London. So great to have Ed here along with us today, and I just want to catch up with Ed to see, Ed's mentioned to me that he's not had an exactly conventional career. I know Ed's had a lot of different business routes, and just wonder, can you just talk to us a little bit about your different approach to your working life?
Yeah, so I guess I've never had a job as such. I've probably had a boss for about 3 months in my total career. I started off as a freelance designer, did interior and furniture design at college, and started doing freelance for various architects and companies. And then while I was sort of doing some pretty easy flips with property along the way, I then, the first time I bought a real proper do-upper, refurb project, I started a building firm off the back of doing that, and that was used to service my own projects and then also to work for clients as well, sort of thing. And we did sort of small to medium-sized refurb projects through the building firm. Got to the stage in about 2007 where I realised my property was earning as much money as my building firm, but my property wasn't really taking any time, and my building firm I was working about 6 days a week. So I gave the building firm up and pretty much decided to retire. Took effectively a year sabbatical in Mexico, took my family, my children to school, all that sort of thing. And then after that, came back to the UK and got back into property because that was where I didn't realise that the money was at all along. And I've been doing property ever since.
Fantastic. So really found what was giving you the biggest return.
Yeah, I've always, when I was a child, I wanted to be an architect. So I've always dreamed about giving people nicer places to live in. And obviously property, therefore, I kind of got into property always through the back door rather than the architectural career. I've either been a designer, an interior designer, or a builder, and now I'm actually a developer. So I employ architects, and some of them do some of the nicest work with me, I hope. I don't actually get to draw the plans and things like that myself.
And I know you've been on more recently on one of Simon's Mastermind programs, and just wanted to just sort of pick up really what that had done for you, if anything.
Yeah, so while I was spending my 2 years in Mexico, I was kind of plotting my return, effectively. I was, from the day one, I was getting slightly itchy feet, and I wanted to, when I came back to the UK, I wanted to do it with a vengeance, and actually find a new way of working with property. Shortly before I left, there had been the rather large banking crash. The world of property completely changed in terms of how you do borrowing and that sort of thing. So one of the books that I read, and the best book I read while I was out there, was Simon Zucchi's book called Property Magic. And it really, for me, he was the only person who was really trying to give me his heart and soul and teach me anything about property. So I rang up his offices from Mexico, and while I was lying in my hammock swinging with my morning cup of coffee, I spoke to Simon and explained to him that I wanted to come to this course and blah blah blah. And really, I wanted to do it because I wanted to know that all the new techniques work. It certainly did that. Mastermind is one of those courses that does a whole load more for you about your life than just in relation to property. And so since I've come back, really my focus, has only been property, but it's made me think about it in a whole different way. And before, everything I did within property was very much a kind of what people say is a lonely business. The only people that I ever met were estate agents. I had great relationships with the agents that I worked with, but I didn't. The idea of networking and that sort of thing was completely over my head. But meeting Simon, it made me realise there was much more to property than just doing it on my own. Actually, working with other people was something that was far more enjoyable. So I started running the Canary Wharf PIN. Now my two business partners in Prosperity, our development company, are also PIN hosts, and we run effectively also a private equity firm, so that people can invest with us and we can invest with them and do development deals. So and now it's far more fun. Life should be fun. That's always been my philosophy.
Fantastic. So some new techniques and also a much wider network, and that's sort of the key messages. So just want to say a big personal thanks for Ed to take the time out here before this this next talk he's going to give, and great to have that sort of that insight from someone who's taken a bit of an unconventional track. So yeah, big thanks to Ed, and we'll leave it there.
My pleasure.